We all have a fear of fear. We all know what we need to do to experience and get the rewards we want. We all know we need to go to the gym to get big biceps. We all know we need to read books to improve our education. We all know we actually need to go cold approach that girl or speak to that girl if we want a relationship with her. We all know what we want and we all know what we need to do to get what we want. However, every single one of us, including myself still to this day, we all experience a fear of fear in our day-to-day lives. We all would rather just stay in our shell and not break out of it. This fear of fear is the one thing which is holding us back, just ourselves back from accomplishing whatever we just want to accomplish. This one thing is the one thing that's limiting our own potential to become the best version of ourselves. You can counter this. As a guy, it's really it's hard to just look at yourself and say, I'm being a pussy. I'm not doing what I'm meant to do. Because younger Adrian he'd have that big ego in high school. He thought he was that confident Chad guy. But I wasn't. I constantly had a fear of fear. I was that insecure guy. Heck, I'm still pretty insecure. It's just who I am. But when I could look at myself in the mirror and honestly and authentically say to myself, I have a fear of fear. I need to erase this. I need to lean beyond my edge and start to embrace discomfort, because if I don't, a year will go by and I'm just going to be in the same position as I was. You probably have a fear of fear. This is the 10th self-improvement video you've watched today, and you've made no progress with your gym journey. You didn't meditate. You didn't post content. You didn't eat healthy. And finally, the most important one, you didn't approach that hot fucking sexy girl you walked past today. You didn't speak to her. It's because of the fear of fear. How do you eliminate this or reduce it? Because you want to start making progress. You want to start going out of your shell. How? How do you start to do uncomfortable stuff more often and start to grow because of it? You have to lean beyond your edge. You have to start to implement and do stuff which is just slightly uncomfortable. Doesn't have to be the most uncomfortable thing. If you're always that type of guy who's constantly in his shell, you don't have to go to level 100 and do the most scary, daunting thing. If you've never cold approached a girl, okay, let's relax. That's level 100. You can't even speak to your own friends and look your own friends in the eyes first. So don't get too caught up in shit which is crazy, crazy uncomfortable. But if you want to make progress, if you want to grow, if you want to eliminate and disintegrate this fear of fear, just lean beyond your edge, just slightly. Just do something which is just a little bit harder. Every day, just make a little bit of progress, because when you do, shit will compound. Right? You start to do stuff which is slightly inconvenient, stuff which kind of scares you. Not a lot, just a little bit. You start to do this often, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, every day of the month. You're going to grow because you're leaning beyond your edge. You're not just staying in your shell. When I first heard the phrase self-improvement in 2021, at the time I was going to the gym for already 3 years, but I was still struggled with confidence, mindset, etc. I first heard the phrase lean beyond your edge and it lit my eyes up. it made me realize and say to myself, right now, I'm not doing anything which is scaring me. Right now, all I'm doing is going to the gym and just avoiding everything else. Like, I'm not speaking to girls. I'm not being social with my mates. I'm just going to the gym, going to school, and just staying, like, in my shell still. Like, don't get me wrong. At first, yeah, the gym was pretty scary. But then I got past that fear of going to the gym and, yeah, I built some muscle. But internally, I was still, like, the same guy because I wasn't doing anything else to grow. I heard the phrase self-improvement and I heard the phrase lean beyond your edge, and it shocked me like, shit, what if I can start doing stuff which is more scary, which is more challenging, just a little bit more challenging? How much would I grow 6 months from now? What if I was to have a cold shower every single day leading up to summer? That 1 minute investment in that freezing cold water is gonna make me a whole lot more comfortable in my own skin because I'm putting myself in an uncomfortable situation. I'm delaying gratification. I'm doing something which is super, super painful now, but in the future, it's going to make me a whole lot more calmer. It's going to make me a whole lot more, yeah, masculine. I just need to do it and stop being a pussy, right? We all know what we're meant to do. We all know this fear of fear is holding us back. So we need to counter it. And I learned a lot about this in the chapter 8 of The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. Chapter 8, Lean Just Beyond Your Edge. In this book, it specifically says, in any given moment, a man's growth is optimized if he leans just beyond his edge, his capacity, his fear. He should not be too lazy, happily stagnating in the zone of security and comfort. Nor should he push far beyond his edge, stressing himself unnecessarily, unable to metabolize his experience. He should lean just slightly beyond the edge of fear and discomfort, constantly, in everything he does. You're not leaning beyond your edge. When was the last time you did something which scared you? Like, don't get me wrong, you think you're super productive, you think you're that, like, hard, tough guy. But you're not. You're really not. Don't get mad at me, like, I'm on your side because I used to think I was the tough guy, but in reality, no, I had that fear of fear. I wasn't constantly trying to grow. As a guy, we should be growing like every year, every month, every day. We should be just continuously trying to become the best version of ourselves because when we're trying to fulfill our purpose, when we're trying to make progress, that's when we're our happiest, right? When we're constantly leaning beyond our edge. That's when most girls look at us from a distance and be like, fuck, he's on his mission. That's attractive. I want him. That's what attraction is. Like, chicks see you constantly trying to fulfill your purpose, constantly trying to grow. You're not growing right now. You're pretty fucking stagnated, I'm sorry to say. But I'm on your side and I want to help you. And I want to tell you that the more you can just do stuff which is uncomfortable, the more you're going to grow because of it. Like, it's just literally the most simple math you will ever hear. And obviously, yeah, I understand. Oh, Adrian, no, I'm on self-improvement. I can't speak to girls. They hold me back. I need to eliminate all girls. Girls are a distraction. That's what I used to think. I used to think, oh, yeah, I'm not going to speak to girls because they're distracting me from fulfilling my purpose. But I was coping because as a young guy, now I've realized this whole time, yeah, my purpose has been to get chicks, to improve relationships. Because relationships is one of like the most important things of life. And I had a fear of developing relationships. I was that guy who was like scared of girls, bro. And you probably are as well. Like, you're saying you're being productive, disciplined, you're leaning beyond your edge, but in reality you're not, because you just walked past like a 10 out of 10 chick who could have been your future wife, but you were just too scared to go outside of your comfort zone? What if you were to have a cold shower, as stupid as this might sound? What if you were to have a cold shower the last 6 months, 6 months of like discipline and actual discomfort, and then you were to walk past a chick, let's say the mall or the shopping center, I don't know, at the beach or something, somewhere public. Your fear of fear has just been like reduced because this whole time you've been putting in the work. You've been constantly aware of the fact that I need to keep continuously trying to lean beyond my edge, because when I do, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. Another story is, don't get me wrong, I'm human. I'm not always constantly leaning beyond my edge, but I've noticed that when I'm continuously trying to like do hard shit, like I'm trying to grow, that's when nothing phases me. Whereas when I'm going through periods of being lazy, when I'm going through periods of not doing what I'm saying I'm going to do, yeah, that's when I'm just internally, I feel like a bit of a pussy. And when I go out clubbing with my friends, I've noticed that when I'm not having my cold showers, when I'm not recording consistent videos, when I'm not being a man of my word, I don't have the confidence that I truly want. I'm not doing the hard stuff as often as I want to. It's only when I'm doing shit which scares me, then I'm a whole lot more likely to do more of this like bigger, scarier tasks. Which makes sense, right? Think about it. If you're not doing shit which scares you just a little bit, what makes you think you're going to do stuff which scares you a whole lot more? You have to build up there somehow. So right now, I'm looking at you and you're not having fucking cold showers consistently. You're scared of a little bit of fucking cold little water? Shut the fuck up. A little bit of cold water for 1 minute. 1 minute of pain for a lifetime of just pleasure. Why didn't you have a cold shower today? Why didn't you meditate for 10 minutes today? Why didn't you go to the gym like you said you would today? Why didn't you read that book which I've told you a million times to read? This book will change your fucking life. I'm reading it for the third time now because I understand if I read a book once, I only understand like 2% of it. And yeah, it's a bit uncomfortable to reread a book. Like, oh, I've already read this. Well, this is a waste of time. I should read another book. No. Read a book 10 times and see how much your life will transform. Then you'll start to remember shit. Then you'll start to take action a whole lot more likely on what the book's teaching you. Because I would read a book once. Because that was the comforting thing to do. It turns out the uncomfortable thing for me to do, the thing for me to lean beyond my edge, was to reread a book. For me to start highlighting areas of the book. For me to start taking notes of each chapter of the book. Then I'd be a whole lot more likely to take action on what I learnt in the book. Then I'd actually start to remember stuff I read from the book. You think you're so productive because you're reading a book one fucking time, but you completely forget everything you read in it the next day. Congratulations to you. You took action, like I told you to buy the book, which cost you like 25 to 30 bucks. But then it's just sitting on your desk collecting fucking dust after you finished it one time. Brother, we need to read these books like over 5 to 10 times to start to remember stuff. Reading it once doesn't do shit. And I know I'm going a little bit off track here, but it still kind of relates with, you have to continuously try to challenge yourself if you want to grow. Because, I'm going to be honest, these past like couple months, I've been getting pretty fucking lazy. And I've realized this. When I started self-improvement, I was aware of the fact that you need to continuously lean beyond your edge to grow. Like, I would do cold showers consistently, but then I'd just start to cope and be like, oh, I wasted time. Oh, I read a book once, so I don't need to read it again. I wasted time. I would get lazy myself because I'm human. I'm not perfect. Just because I'm recording this video, you might think, oh, I'm a superior, I'm an alpha. Trust me. I'm no different to you. I make mistakes. I run away from love. I'm introverted. I'm human. We all are. The sooner you can realize this, the sooner you can just grab yourself and start to do the hard, daunting, scary, frightening stuff, which is just good, but just really, really intimidating. You just just start to do what you say you're going to do. Challenge yourself a little bit every single day. Lean beyond your edge and just, bro, you're not going to hesitate anymore. You're not going to be nervous anymore. Yeah, you still might experience like slight anxiety, like we all do. But you're going to start to replace these feelings of nervousness and anxiety. You're going to replace those negative feelings. And you're going to start thinking of them as like excitement. You're going to start to have that mindset switch. Like, oh, I'm a bit anxious now, but actually I feel pretty excited. I feel excited that I'm going to reread that book. I feel excited that I'm going to go approach that girl. I feel excited that I'm going to record that video now instead of feeling like lazy and just sad, depressed, and all that negative emotions. I'm not anxious. I'm just like overly excited and I can't wait to just share what I have to share. There was another quote. Very few men have the guts for this practice of just going into the unknown, being uncomfortable. Most men either settle for the easy path or self-aggrandize themselves by taking the extreme hard path. Your insecurity may cause you to doubt yourself, and so you take the easy way, not even approaching your real edge or your real gift. Alternatively, your insecurity may lead you to push, seeking to become victorious over your own sense of lack. Both approaches avoid your actual condition in the moment, which is often fear. If you're stressfully avoiding your fear, you cannot relax into the fearless. Do a little bit. Just do something which is like slightly challenging. Your life is going to just transform for the better, because I look back now at my own like self-improvement journey and I've realized that majority of the time I was being a pussy. I was a soy boy. I was thinking I was that extremely disciplined guy, but I wasn't. And you're not either. But on the bright side, you can change this. You now have the education. You now have the motivation. It's literally just a matter of fact of you taking action now. So that leads me to the final part of this video. Your actionable step for today's video. You've already watched like 20 minutes of this video. You've spent and invested 20 minutes of your time. Your actionable step. I don't care what time of the day you're watching this video. I don't care if it's 8 a.m. I don't care if it's 10 p.m. Your actionable step for today's video, as soon as you click off, as soon as you exit YouTube, you're having a cold shower. Because that is one thing we can all do. That's free. Doesn't cost money. You're probably at home watching this right now. You have access to a shower, I'm certain. Have a cold shower. 1 minute of freezing pain. And just be aware of like how good you feel afterwards. How much more energy you have. How much more motivation you have. How much more just better you feel. And like you just have this burning desire to do the next hard, challenging thing. Just take action. I hope this video motivated or inspired you. I'm currently doing one-on-one coaching course. It'll be the first link in the description. If you want to like connect with me, I have my Instagram link in the description as well. Feel free to send me messages, anything self-improvement related there. If you want to like get in contact with me, click these two videos if you want to learn more about how to improve your confidence and if you want to learn more about how to improve and increase your social skills. Other than that, click the subscribe button. Also click that little bell icon. It'll like remind you when I post videos in the near future, so you like can watch it as soon as possible. You can learn and take action as soon as humanly possible. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.